non-negotiable.
Can you ask them to switch off the PA for the time being? The music. Derek,
I would like to invite YB William to say a few words.
Good morning, thank you. My message this week is that we are all entitled to a better quality of life. An elevated urban highway as a traffic dispersal system has failed, not just now, but for the last 30 years. Cities in other countries are already tearing down the urban highways. I don't need to go into the health risks, the pollution, we know that. But it's time to stop making use of the people for someone's gain. What is the difference between having the PJD Link and no PJD Link? Without the PJD Link, you are spending 1/3 of your time in the traffic jam. We get frustrated. There is outrage. But with the PJD Link, the difference is you are paying to be sitting in the traffic jam. It doesn't solve the problem. We are asking the local government, the state government, the federal government to sit down, look at other cities. Why should we be looking at how they are living a better life? Why are we not living a better life? Improve public transport. You go to the low-cost apartments. They are fighting every day over parking spaces. There's not enough parking spaces because when the family grows up, every working child needs a car. Calculate the amount of money that we spend paying for your car installment, your toll, your petrol, your parking, compared to the citizens in Singapore and Hong Kong where they have a public transport. These are your disposable income. We are paying to be in a traffic jam. So there are already enough examples where we improve our public transport system, improve the development. The transit-oriented development is what the other cities have. Let us not be walking back 30 years. Let us look forward, do a quantum leap for residents not only in Petaling Jaya. We start with Petaling Jaya. Hopefully for the rest of the country, there is a better way to a better quality of life. Thank you.
YB Sibarasa, would you like to say a few words? Rajul Parliament House.
I can be heard from here. You can sit down. Okay, because my voice is a bit soft today, I hope you can hear me. I'm standing here both as a resident of PJ and an MP of Selangor who opposed the PJD Link project. At this point, this is a federal government project. It's nothing to do with the Selangor government. Nothing has been approved by the Selangor government. Make that clear. As far as Pakatan Harapan of Selangor is concerned, a very clear statement has been issued 3rd September 2021, signed by no less than the Menteri Besar of Selangor, Dato' Sri Amiruddin Syari, together with Gobind Singh Dio as the leader of PAP Selangor leader, and IR Izam as the Selangor leader of Amanah. As PH Selangor, they have injected PJD Link as any kind of highway that is trying to resurrect the old KIDEX proposal. And we see that this is basically a redoing of the KIDEX proposal. The KIDEX proposal was already rejected by the Selangor government under the previous Menteri Besar, Azmin Ali. So that is the position, very clear. We do not want toll highways, elevated highways driving through mature, settled residential areas. The areas it is going through are areas that have been there for 50 years settled, should not be disrupted. Highways should only be used to connect cities, or to do highways in a circle around a city to make people go faster around the city and in between cities. Not drive highways through mature, settled residential areas which are unsustainable, which are disruptive, and are going to create much damage, irreparable damage to residents' lifestyles. Okay? Now, what we must be doing is looking to improve public transportation. That is the solution. Not building more highways. We do not want to go and repeat LDP situation again. It was done under the old Barisan National Government, and now looks like they are bringing PJD Link as the second LDP. We do not want that to happen in Petaling Jaya. Okay, so that is my position, and that is why I'm here this morning to support the residents of Petaling Jaya in our protest against PJD Link. We will work to make sure that this project does not take off. Yeah? Of course, there is, as far as the law is concerned, there is nothing to stop, nothing in the law that prevents the promoter of the project from making a planning application. We can't stop them. So if they do make such an application, which has not been done yet, then they have to go through the whole process and provide a lot of reports and satisfy the planning authority that the project is acceptable. We are nowhere near that stage yet. But the position of Pakatan Harapan Selangor remains very clear. It is in a black and white statement that they will reject any form of highway that brings back Gidex Highway. Okay? Thank you very much.
We have YB Shamsul here, and we invite you to say a few words. Adun Taman Medan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good morning. First of all, representing Taman Medan residents, I'm among the several aduns. The areas also affected with the PJD Link's proposal. Just I want to share that the proposal of PJD Links, previously known as a KIDEX, Kinrara Damansara Expressway, which was cancelled by the state government. But after the Sheraton move, there is a proposal from the federal government that's want to build the PJD Link disposal. I don't know whether it's for the benefits for the people or for the contractor or anyone related to the PJD Link's proposal. So thus I know that the issue also will be discussed in the next state representative council, which will be held on next week. So I and several aduns, including YB Rajiv, YB Jamalia, and YB Lim Yiwe, will bring it together to our next meeting. But hopefully in the Dewan Rakyat, it also will be discussed by the several Dewan Rakyat members, including YB William and YB Sivarasa. That's I feel glad that even YB Williams from Selayang also concerned about the problem in Petaling Jaya. So thank you YB William. and not to forget YB Sivarasa also. That's the PJD Link will be discussed in the next meeting of our state representative councils, inshallah. So thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, YB. We have Mr. G.D. Tan from Damansara MCA, and I'd like to invite him to say a few words.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chiwi. But first of all, I would like to thank the residents of Petaling Jaya today for coming out in full force to support the cause that is brought up by Mr. Chiwi and friends of Bandar Utama. So please give them a round of applause. You see, I'm a born and bred resident of Petaling Jaya. I stay in Sector 16, and everywhere is interrelated today. All right. Some YB say, oh, we are only concerned with the site of 50-meter radius from the development site, which is actually not true. I think if you have a bad planning, this place, it affects probably 10-20 kilometer radius. Now, there are 3 points I would like to make today. First of all, is that when PJ was declared a city in 2006, there is this requirement that all development projects must obtain residents' participation and endorsement before that particular project is given approval by the authorities, the local government. But sad to say, over the past 10 years, this very important part of the process, which protects the rights and interests of residents of Petaling Jaya, has been completely left out. Alright? Now, this is bad. You look at Ruby Theatre CPAP, for example. Those kind of public consultation process is just window dressing. It doesn't really serve the purpose. Also in Taman Mega, as we can see today. Now, I hope that for PJD Link, the local government and the state government must bring back this requirement that the public must be consulted and the public must endorse this highway before the authorities. That's one. The second point is, you know, when federal government looks at highway, they look it from the macro point of view. All right? Concept of three-tier government, federal, state and local. Then the state and local government will have to look it from the micro point of view. Now, if you have bad town planning, who's responsible for that? Alright? Kalau kita ada perancangan bandar yang tidak baik, siapa yang bertanggungjawab? Who is responsible? Alright? Who caused all this traffic jam? Alright? That gives opportunity for smart people to come and give all kinds of proposal at our expense. Alright? So nip the problem at the bud. Solve the problem. So as I said, will the state government and the local government consider it? Consider this, study the merits of the case of the project before we give any kind of approval. And the third one, of course, is as I said, I don't want to insult anyone, but I also apologize to nobody. Alright? Is Pakatan Harapan's promise for no toll still on or not today? Because if it's still on, then itu syarat kepada semua syarat lah. The mother of all condition is no toll. Once we say no toll, means the highway cannot be on. We don't have to come out on a Saturday morning under the hot sun. We can go and play golf, play tennis, isn't it? Right, Mr. Yong? Yes. So let's ask them, and if the promise is still on, call it off. That's all I have to say, and I hope that we continue, because I think PJ residents, all of us here today, deserve a good quality living in our home. Thank you very much.
We have a long-term resident in Bandar Utama. AJ Taufik would like to say a few words.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Firstly, I must thank YB Sivarasa, YB Maria Chin, YB Siti Tan, YB William Leong, Mr. David, YB Shamsul, Taman Medan, and Mr. David from our neighbouring Damansara Jaya. My name is Haji Said Taufik. I used to be the Mantan Bura chairman. Bura looks into the infrastructure of Bandar Utama because we have registered all the area B1 to 12 as PPBUs. So because we feel that we don't have any more, we do not handle security, we move to take a paradigm shift whereby we oversee the infrastructure of Bandar Utama, traffic, LRT3, and various projects as well. We work with the Bandar Utama City Centre to monitor their projects so that these projects do not encroach into the lives of our residencies. We have also, together with the residents of Bandar Utama, raised 1,100 objection letters to block LRT3 from coming in through Bandar Utama via Leboh Bandar Utama just now where we were, and into Persiaran Bandar Utama to have the last station of the Banting Bandar Utama LRT3 to stop in front of TV3. Arising from the objection letters of the residents, we have plotted the line to go on or by the side of Kampung Sungai Kayuara. Now you can imagine Bandar Utama, we are besieged because we have NKVE crisscrossing us, Leboh LDP, Leboh Damansara Puchong, Sprint Highway as well. We've got Kuih Chai School, which is also attracting a lot of residents from everywhere. We don't have any problem with Kuih Chai in a sense, the traffic issue. Bura works with the PIBG to monitor the traffic there to make sure things are in order. Now the thing is this, if you look at the LRT3 just now, all the infrastructure have been ready. Is pretty high. Now under PJD Link's plan, their road coming in will be even higher and jumping in right smack into Leboh Bandar Utama in front of the Balai Police Bandar Utama between the British International School. That is really going to congest us. Our residents in BU 11 and 12 are crying for the last few years because they can't move out. Why? Because we have traffic crisscrossing from Subang, from Arul Damansara. We are besieged. It's just terrible. So we cannot afford this PJD Link to come in to us. The other issue is this, as much as we heard the Selangor state government says that they have not approved, they do not agree with the PJD Link, nevertheless we heard from the press that the Federal Minister of Work says it has been approved. What has happened to the environment impact assessments? What has happened to the social impact assessments, as well as the traffic impact assessments as well? Now, these three impact assessments must be properly done. Anyway, today we have the full brunt of residents and neighbors, YBs coming to see us, to be with us, and all of you and the folks. YB Maria Chin as well, sorry I forgot to mention the name. She has to go off somewhere. And this with the press, with you press helping us, we want to emblazon this throughout everywhere. PJD Link is not for Bandar Utama, nor is it for the surrounding residencies of Damansara Jaya, Damansara Utama, and elsewhere. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Taufik. YB Sibarasa has a couple of points to add. Invite him to say.
So I just wanted to add a fact which I overlooked to state just now, which is the federal government through their agency called Lembaga Lebuh Malaysia, which is the agency in charge of highways under the Ministry for Works. Maria Chin, YB Maria, received a parliament answer yesterday confirming officially that the concession agreement is signed between LLM and the promoter of the highway. So I'm sorry I have to disagree with our colleague from MCA. This is not a macro picture. The federal government is pushing this. If this concession agreement is not signed, we don't have to be here today. It's simple as that. we don't have to be here to oppose this project if this concession agreement is not signed. We all now have to oppose it because the concession agreement is signed, and because you have a signed concession agreement, they now go to the Selangor government and the local authority, the planning authority, to start their process. So it is the federal government that is pushing it. This is not a macro picture. We cannot use words like that to change the argument. The project is being pushed by the federal government. Let's make it clear. We won't have our issues here if they didn't start it. They were not promoting the project in that. Yeah, just to let you know. Thank you very much.
This highway affects all of us in Taman Jaya, and Dr. Ong from Taman Jaya would like to share his thoughts on this.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and YBs here. My name is Dr. Ong Silian. I'm the president of Damansara Jaya Residents and Owners Association. I represent about 10,000 residents in Damansara Jaya and then 200 businesses in Damansara Jaya. My residents are completely distressed, even at the announcement that PJD Link, which is a resurrection of KDEX, has been approved, although it says in principle, by the federal government. And already my residents are badly affected by the existing highways surrounding the area, like the Puchong Damansara highway, the spring highways. Now, with the addition of the proposed highway, it will further aggravate the well-being of our residents. That's number one. Number two, our residents would want to enjoy the kind of inter-district connectivity. Like, for example, they want to go to the market in SS2, or they want to go to shop in to Starling. They don't have to struggle to cross the highway. But with the implementation, however, you actually cut off the inter-neighborhood mobility between the residents. And so besides the social impact, the traffic impact, and also the environmental impact, there is also the economic impact. The owners of the house most affected will be Jalan SS22/2. They already said that the property prices, we had a seminar just last Sunday, and the valuer told us the difference between the price on Road 2 and the one at the back is something between 20 to 30%, just for houses alone. And so that very distressed, they spend their livelihood on the house, and suddenly with the highway put in front of them, suddenly they find that the value of their property has gone down. And many of them are distressed to the extent that some of them say, I might as well dispose of. But how can they dispose of when there are news that this highway is going to come across? And they will press the prices even lower. And so there is something that we want to, we are against. The other issues that was brought up by the previous speaker is on sustainable development. Prior to the SDG, the Sustainable Development Goals, MBPJ has subscribed to Local Agenda 21, which means that any project, any major project, they need consultation with the local residents who are impacted. And the SDGs has got a more stringent requirement. Besides consultation, you need to make sure that the development is sustainable economically, environmentally, and also socially. And also it has to make sure that it will not impact the livelihoods of the people. And so currently what we want to do, we as an organization, we have written to MBPJ, we want to develop what we call a 15-minute neighborhood, which means that we can get from our house to shop, or to the market, or to clinic within 15 minutes of cycling or walking. And this is what we should be focusing on, not to build highway. Highway will cut off the route for our cycling. Now this morning we have several young people who cycle from PJ to support us. And this is what we want to develop in to make sure that our road system and has got that facility for people to cycle and to walk safely, not highways, not toll highways. And so these are the few points, and that's why we are strongly objecting. In fact, we want to press that the state government, before even the submission is being made, they will come up and make a stand that they will not support this elevated highway, which the YB have spoken. It is going to go through existing densely populated. People will be living there for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, and suddenly they're going to have a highway come in and cut through their life. And so this is going to be very, very bad for us. And so I will urge even the Selangor State Government, our councillor in PPJ, don't wait for them to come and submit. Take your stand right now, just like YB Sivarasa, YB William, and YB Ronnie Liu, and also our chairman from MCA are saying, we should make a stand now. Don't wait for the submission by the developer. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. David Yung from Scrap PJDL would like to share some slides with you.
Yeah, good morning everyone. I'd like to take this opportunity first of all to say thank you to the Say No to PJD Link team for organizing this event, Silent Street Protest this morning, and all your support. I'm from the Scrap PJDL team. David Yong is my name. I just want to take a short time, especially because the location today is Bandar Utama, and I've done this map actually fresh this morning at about 6 a.m. It shows the southbound on-ramp. I can keep on to the press. My point is this highway talks about traffic dispersal for PJ, but no, it does not connect PJ. I'll show you why. And if you want to report, you just say David Yong says this highway does not connect to many parts of PJ and does not disperse traffic effectively from PJ. Now this map shows you right at the top is where we were. MKB comes in and there is an on-ramp right at the top. That's where we were standing. The Bandar Utama, the ramp in a little bit of a cyan color runs onto the red line, which is actually the whole PJD Link right up to PJ South, where YB Shamsu's Taman Medan's constituency is. Right along here, passing by Taman Sara Jaya, Taman Sara Utama, you get another two ramps. One from there, another one from here. And these ramps, now you notice when the traffic, if you think that you get out at Bandar Utama, it's very jammed now. Please, Mr. Loh and EJ Taufik, tell it to your fellow residents, your neighbors, when they thought they can get up there and avoid the traffic jams on the sprint. But bear in mind, once you're up on the Skyway, it does not connect you beyond to KL on the sprint. It does not connect you to the LDP either to the north or the south. Because you're on the Skyway, there's nothing to get down. What they offer here is one ramp to get up, two ramps to get up, and you know why? So that they can attract the traffic to pay toll here at the first toll plaza near section 17 along Jalan Harapan. Okay? So that is the intention of the developer, to make profits. And the next thing you can see the whole of Jalan Harapan, the Rothmans traffic light passing through section 14 along the river reserve. Right up to this is the Jalan Templar, which is section 8. The Vivekananda Tamil School is here. Okay, this is the Federal Highway. Now the next thing you see another ramp is from Jalan Templar, which is where the Asunta Hospital is. Okay, so you see along the whole way, after you pay toll plaza, nothing to get out. Okay, the first getting out I'll show in the next map is here, where this Jalan Templar interchange is. Now then it goes down south and it reaches another toll plaza at Taman Medan Jaya. Again, nothing to get out. Okay, so this is a highway, very unidirectional. I have said it before. It is for pass-through traffic. People from NKV wanting to go to Kinrara and Puchong. But it doesn't serve you very much else. For PJ residents, it doesn't serve you very much at all. Yeah, I see people, nodding their heads in agreement. Now, can I have the Jalan Penchala slides? I think it's 2 slides back. One more. Now, this is the Penchala roundabout. I don't know whether it's clear enough. There's a 4-tier interchange. This is the Asunda Hospital. The ramp up that I talk about is here. Okay, this is a big interchange, 4 layers, and it allows traffic to get up here and go to the south. Go to the south along the deck. This is the elevator deck. Sorry, lower a bit. It also allows traffic to go up and go to the north, and people coming from the north can get out at the Jalan Penchala, which is in front of the IPD, the Police District Headquarters of PJ. Okay, the next slide, going back please. One more this. No, slide, the next slide. Okay, so where this discharges Jalan Penchala in front of the IPD, this is going to be a choke point, traffic jams. And where this traffic is drawn up, the ramp up at in front of Asunda Hospital, very undesirable place to build a ramp, right, in the median of the road, the existing median of the road. And this is going to cause another series of choke points where traffic congestion will build up for those people who want to get on the skyway. But predominantly, my message, especially for the BU residents, this highway, you think you can avoid Sprint? No. Once you get up there, you pay toll. It doesn't get you to any other parts except you want to go to Jalan Penchala or you want to Kinrara and PJ South and Puchong and Bukit Jalil Highway. Very restricted usage. Yeah. Okay, that's all for my message today. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Are there any questions for our speakers here today?
Any questions? I do actually several, if you don't mind. Mr. Yu, has there been any updates since the protests that you all held in Section 14? You all attempted to meet the MB. And YB Maria did come out to say that the state government has not approved anything at this point. So are y'all still attempting to meet the MB, or are y'all engaging the Aduns for assistance, and where is the next protest?
Okay, in the same note, the PJD Link team members, don't mind. I will start off by saying even today's function, we invited all the Aduns of PJ and the other MP of PJ, which is MP of Damansara, Tony Pua. But again, today we note that there is no show. YB Rajiv, YB Jamalia, YB Lim Yiwei, no show. But we have sent WhatsApp messages, we have sent email letters. That is one of the things we were trying to engage them, but then there's no show. Moving on, I just say it as it is. I don't agree that the state government has not given in principle approval, because the MTES, the State Economic Council or Majlis Tindakan has actually given in principle approval back in September 2020 at an MTES meeting. Right? These are the facts that have been reported. I'm just repeating them, what I read. Moving on to actions, I've just told YB Maria I was tasked with writing a memorandum. The memorandum of appeal is a petition, will be to the federal government, Works Minister. It will also be to the Menteri Besar of the Selangor State Government. It will also be to the members of the State Exco. So I just told her I will share with our inner working group tonight so that we can edit, delete parts, append parts or amend some sections. Once it's ready, Parliament sitting, she reminded me, Monday to Thursday, only theoretically 8 more sessions. Yeah? So she will arrange 8 days.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
2 weeks. But it's really theoretically 8 days. So she will arrange a session for some of us to go to Parliament and engage MPs in a dialogue. It won't be a protest. We cannot go and bring in our banners and so on and so forth. But it will be a dialogue I probably will be talking about connectivity issues. Somebody will be talking about environmental issues. Dr. Ong may be there talking about the social factors of home displacements, which are all real factors that we are trying to use, silent dialogue directly to the MPs to make them understand. Yeah. One more thing, of course, I have stated it before in the last PC at section 14. Right now, there are no firm plans, but I have stated at that PC that we would also write a petition to the Sultan of Selangor, so that we can appeal, to the Sultan to have mercy on his subjects in Selangor, the people who are going to be suffering from this highway, which actually serves none of us.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
One typical meeting is meeting with the Minister for Works. Minister for Works. Okay. That's right.
Memorandum of appeal to the federal government, Selangor MB and Selangor Exco's. The second would be a dialogue session with as many MPs as possible at the parliament, and then the third is a petition to the Sultan of Selangor. Is there a next silent protest, because you've covered section 14 and Bandar Utama? There are still many parts of PJ and even Kinrara that are affected. Are you all identifying next location already?
Yeah, we have actually surveyed Jalan Penchala roundabout, and you're quite right, this is the northern segment of the highway. Section 14 was a mid-section. So Jalan Penchala will really wrap it up, where section 8, section 4, section 2, residents come out. We have already surveyed the area. We have in fact spoken to one factory owner who has allowed us to park our cars. We got to arrange all the logistics, if we were to do a protest there. So he has given us permission, should we do. And he himself, of course, is against the highway, the owner. It would devalue his property and so on and so forth. But then again, YB William just reminded me just now to move the people, to motivate the people. We need some personal touch. So I think maybe the first step, we should approach the RA of Section 4. I'm in touch with the President, the Deputy President, as well as the Secretary. We probably would like to have a face-to-face session with them so that we can convince them. In turn, they will convince their neighbors, their residents to come out in support. We haven't fixed a date, but when we were surveying Lebo Bandar Utama, where we were at just now, we also on the same afternoon surveyed Jalan Penchala. So I hope that will come through to wrap up this series of silent street protests.
Check the website for more.
Yeah, Say No to PJD Link team member just reminded me to say, please keep tuned to the www.saynotopjdlink.org website for more details for future events. Yeah, and YB Sivarasa also just whispered to me, apart from petition memorandum, it will be best if we can get to meet face to face with the Menteri Besar, the Exco members, or the Works Minister.
Minister for Works.
Minister of Works. Yeah, yeah. I would like to meet everyone if possible. Yeah, to deliver our sentiments as well as our reasons. It's not just because it's my backyard or I'm selfish. There are lots of environmental factors and the traffic congestion factors that I've elaborated upon. Thank you. Any more questions?
Introduce you to another member of the Say No to PJD Link. Billy is from section 17, and she will help us say a few words to close this session.
Okay,
Yang pertama, saya ingin mengucapkan terima kasih kepada pihak-pihak polis yang datang pagi tadi untuk how do you say memantau thank you memantau ketenteraman bantahan kita hari ini. So harap jangan sesat saya. Saya budak kecil. Anyway, just want to say thank you to everybody. Every single person that has put a protest. I believe that for every protest that we have on the website, we have about 2,320 right now. For every protest, I'm sure there's 5 other people or 6 other people who are against this highway. Basically for the simple fact that, you know, we have to consider better, sustainable, greener transportation. You know, we have to look after this planet. This is the only planet that we have. This is the only home that we have. So if we don't start now, even though we fail today to stop the highway, we actually lay the groundworks for the next generation. At least we can say we tried. You know, I know some people ask me like, why we fail and all that, but at least I know I tried. I don't know about you guys. I tried to stop the highway. I tried to promote better, sustainable, you know, way of living. So yeah, just to close, if anyone else has any questions, if not, then I'd just like to thank everybody for coming, especially the YBs, YB Sivarasa, YB William Leong, and Maria Chin, and also Adil Shamsul Firdaus. Thank you all so much, and GT Tan as well. Thank you so much for supporting all of our efforts. I mean, we're all residents of PJ and we all understand, you know, we love PJ. And also the media as well. Thank you for your time. I hope we answered all your questions. If you don't, please contact us. We can be connected at admin@saynotopjdlink.org. That's our website. You actually can go to the website and get all the information there. And also like to thank Dr. Ong as well for representing Damansara Jaya. They all came in uniform. I just noticed. It's very cute. And also the other residents, you know, head of residents. So thank you everyone for coming, and every single person that has protested, whether you're here, standing here today at the field or here or watching online. Thank you so much for looking after this planet Earth.
Thank you, Billy.